to yet again another episode of Chopping It Up. This is the fourth one. Today we will be reviewing Marriage Story. It was directed by, let's see, Noah Baumbach. No idea, but it's basically about two partners married in the play. The play, they're involved in the theater. And basically they go through some struggles relating to what the wife wants to do and what the husband wants to do, um, and basically the movie just has to do with divorce and what goes on in a life wherein two parents, because they have a kid, are going through divorce. And honestly, I'm just gonna say from the get-go, I like the movie a lot. This is probably like my favorite one that I've watched so far, just because it definitely touches like different than it does with all the other movies, because it really depends on like your background. And like I feel like this could touch a lot of other people that have gone through like something similar. What do you guys think?
Like, I really like the movie, and it brought out like the struggles of divorce and like being in a almost like a toxic relationship. And it was wild, like seeing what they had to go through, like through the whole divorce, and kind of like they didn't want this all to happen, but since I forgot her name in the movie.
Nicole.
Yeah,
Nora.
no, Nicole. Since Nicole like got the lawyer, it just kind of like elevated everything, like escalated this situation. It was just wild.
Not like this is not my type of movie. Like I kind of prefer like a more hype, like fast paced, like action kind of movie. But like I really like this movie. Like I kind of found it boring at some points, but then other points it was like, wow, like what a movie. Like honestly. But I'm just gonna go out and say this right now. The wife is kind of a snake. Like I'm not team wife. I'm team
So
Charlie. Yeah.
Not Team
Like,
Nicole. Bro, honestly, I feel like it wasn't really Nicole who did the wrong. I feel like Nora, which is Nicole's lawyer in the movie, um, was the one that kind of snaked Charlie, because like Charlie and Nora had to compromise that. Yeah, of course, Nicole did bring like a lawyer into the scene, but I feel like it was really Nora who was like impacting Nicole's decisions in the relationship. So I think that's really who the snake was. I don't know.
that the first lawyer Charlie hired was the goat, and then he fired him.
No.
Like that guy was a beast.
I agree with Brian though. Like Nora really just like pushed everything, like made Nicole like want to take stuff from the grant and like all that. But, like then again, being in Charlie's situation, putting all of his money back into the Broadway plays, like it's almost impossible to afford that guy. It's like insane, and he had to pay for Nicole's lawyer too, like some of it. Like
30%.
that
That's
was
a
insane.
beast, bro.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Dude, it puts it into perspective, like to show you, like, because I'm sure like they're not just making up some like BS. Like I'm sure that's like actually like what goes on, like the pricing and all.
Everything like
It's no joke. Like divorce is actually like an expensive and real thing, and like a lot of families go through that. Like I don't think like the actual statistics, but I think that like upwards of like 30% like of families go through divorce in the U.S., which is an absurd amount.
What percent?
Like 30%, upwards 30.
I think it's higher.
I think maybe like 40, like upwards 40. I don't know if it's
I
more.
think it's higher. I think it's above 50.
Really? I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Probably, dude.
40 to
How much?
60%.
Which is an absurd amount.
40 to 50.
Divorce is a real thing, and like it's a really tough thing to go through, especially as parents with a kid, which makes it a lot harder. And it was really when it makes you think a lot. Like it's really an emotional like putting movie, especially with Henry. Like like you just think about the kid and be like, oh, like what is he has no idea what's going on. He just thinks his parents are like doing something, like they're trying to hide it away from him. But at the end of the day, he's always just gonna find out, and like he's always gonna have to live in two households. Um, two different parents. I don't know. It's hard. It's always hard for the kid.
They said he was 8 years old.
Yeah, something like 7 or 8. Yeah.
Bro, I could definitely read when I was 8. Like, I'm just saying. Like, I feel like they could have made it a little younger. Like, I
Yeah.
don't know if he has like a learning disability or something, but like
I
that's a
don't like
pretty big
that though because it just built the storyline of like the frustrations because it was like two very smart parents and like their kid could like barely not barely even read like can't read like so many words and it just you could tell it made Charlie angry, especially in the car when he was asking like how to spell words or something. He was like, "Come on,
Just
sound it out with me."
Lego something.
Yeah,
Lego Batman.
Yeah, but pretty much it's two really smart and gifted parents. I feel like Charlie and Nicole are excel at what they do. I mean, he won. What was the prize that he won? He won some sort of award
like
for
a MacArthur Grant. It
for
was
like
like
650 grand.
600
yeah,
per for 5 years. So it was like 125 per year, something like that. Anyways, but aside from that, I feel like they were two geniuses, and I feel like they're kind of like the butting of heads. Like they couldn't really come to an agreement. But like it was really at the end of the day, it was really Henry that kept them together, made them an agreement. Because like if it wasn't for Henry, I feel like this would have gone like in a very different road, and they would have like definitely been their separate ways and ended like terribly. Because like Nicole said that she wanted to keep Charlie as a friend, and like I feel like the relationship they have is like so dear to them that like they would never do anything to lose that.
yeah. I thought some of the stuff I liked was I thought the directing and like the shots that they had were like unreal. Like at the beginning when they were reading the letters about each other, like but you didn't know they were in therapy yet. And like Charlie was describing Nicole's family and like as like Nicole threw the keys onto the whatever, like the bench or something, and like it was a shot of Nicole's family there. It was like really cool. And then yeah, I loved how they were describing each other at the start with the notes. And when the gate was closing, that shot when they were like both looking at each other, that hit. That was a good scene. But yeah, those were some of the positives I took out of it.
Also, like we just need to take a minute and appreciate like the acting. Like both
Unreal.
like Adam Driver, I've never seen him outside of Kylo Ren. Like I don't know about you
Such
guys, but that was like amazing.
like I honestly think he's our generation's actor. Like I feel like that's like a hot take, but like I really like his acting. I remember one day I was just watching all his like movies, and like I'm not trying to like go off tangent, but like I think that he did such a good job in Star Wars as well. Like, he was like that franchise's like lead actor. I feel like he put back. And in this movie, seeing him with such another amazing, such a strong actor like Scarlett Johansson, I feel like they bring such a like big dynamic. Like Scarlett's always a sensitive, soft, like I don't even know, like she just brings like a different color than Adam Driver, because Adam Driver's always this intense, like get it my way, like, but at the same time, like he's like his softness is brought out by another actor, which is Scarlett Johansson in this movie, which I feel like they did such a good job of like molding them together.
Yeah. And then Charlie grew up to be Jojo Rabbit.
What?
All right.
I missed the joke.
Scarlett Johansson was his mom in that.
Oh,
Uh,
oh yeah, damn, I forgot.
but the scene where I was like really like taken back by how good his acting was when he was singing that song at the bar. That was like an unreal scene. That was crazy.
Yeah, it's just like everything about the movie, the soundtrack, the acting, the shots, the lighting, everything. Like it's just it was such a well produced and directed movie. Like it honestly, I mean, obviously I don't recommend this for younger kids because they're not gonna understand anything. but like kids our age and older, I really recommend it because I feel like there. Honestly, I'm just gonna say, like, I honestly did not dislike anything about the movie. I don't know about you guys. I feel like everything was just so well done that there wasn't any like room for errors.
I thought the beginning was kind of boring, but it was necessary, if that makes sense. Like it was necessary to set up the plot. But I thought after like the opening scene where they were like in the counseling office, like, I felt like that was kind of a little bit boring.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, I didn't really find any negatives in it. Yeah, like honestly, I really couldn't. I just like felt for Charlie for like a good part of the movie, but then like the movie ends and you think like it's you can't really put blame on one person. Like they're both like fueling the fire.
Yeah. I mean, Dylan said it like, well, like you feel for a character, and if a movie really makes you like connect with the character, then they must have done really something really well, and like what the actors did or what they how they directed it. Like, so honestly, I think we're good. I'm gonna start us off with my review, my score. Um, honestly,
Can I say one last? Can I
what?
say one last thing? Actually, I'll say it during my scores thing. You go. You go.
All right. All right, I'm gonna start us off big, guys. I really liked it. This is probably my favorite one so far. Kind of hit home. I feel like I recommend it for like kids our age and older. But yeah, I think this was a 9.2 for me, honestly.
A 9.2.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I mean, that's like a really like a perfect movie almost.
Like sure, yeah, I guess. I mean, I liked it a lot. I think it was a good movie.
Charlie, you can't like make him change his score. Like,
I mean, I'm not. I'm just like, wow.
all right, I'll go. I mean, I really liked the movie, and the shot at the end really tied it all together for me when like his shoe was untied and she tied it for him. It just kind of showed that they're like gonna have a solid relationship going forward. And like so overall, I'm gonna give it an 8.5. Really, really, really good movie.
Yeah. One thing I also didn't love was I feel like they could have done the ending a little bit better.
I honestly
I,
think,
Like I feel like it was a little.
I disagree wholeheartedly.
dude, the ending was such a good way to end the movie. Like, just think about it. The dad walking away with the kid, and the last words we get is basically the "I love you" to the kid. Like, and like, see you later. Like, obviously, it's just gonna bring back like that connection. Like, it's the dad walking away with the kid, and the mom going back. So like, I feel like that was honestly a good. Honestly, I think that was a perfect ending to the movie. Like, I don't think like he could have ended it any other way.
100%. But I actually just remember one thing I don't really like was how Scarlett Johansson had a boyfriend. Like,
Oh yeah, that
so
got me tight, bro.
yeah, it got me really upset. Like, so
It was a
it was
year.
it was like a year, less than a year after they got
Oh, it
divorced.
was a year because
It was
they were at
Halloween.
Halloween the
Yeah,
next year.
Yeah. So it was a year.
yeah.
All right, Chuck, let's hear it.
Um, I'm gonna give it a 8.5. I think.
Woo.
Like I liked it, but it was like it really. Yeah, like I said earlier, it's not like really my type of movie. Like I don't.
But you gave it an
I just found the beginning kind of boring, and the
And
end I feel like they could have done a little bit better job.
you get it you gave it an 8.5, right? That's I mean that's a good score. Like
that's a really good score.
yeah. I
That's
mean
my highest one yet.
yeah.
Yeah, same.
Overall, this movie got an 8.7 from us. I think honestly this is the best movie yet, but we still got more to come. Uh,
Yeah. I-
so what's next up, guys? Science fiction.
Yeah, the 10 Cloverfield Lane, right?
In Cloverfield Lane, Charlie. This is a big moment for you, kid. Let's hope you chicken out of this one.
Yeah, might be a double review tomorrow.
All right. So we will catch you tomorrow, Thursday, May 14th. around the same time. 10 Cloverfield Lane. It's in our science fiction category. Brian Gomez. See you guys tomorrow.
Peace, guys.